For this video, we are going to talk about the basics of Illustrator, how to open a file, how to make a new document, a few of the basic tools on the left side, as well as how to work with an image. First thing we use is to open up a new document. Universal way of doing that is just like almost any program that you've ever used. File, then New. On the new document, you'll get this little option box here, and we'll look at a few things. Name. Here's the name of your document. By default, it's untitled. However, you can put the name in of your work if you want to at this point in time. You can keep it untitled as well and then save it later on. If we look down here at width and height, we have 8.5 inches by 11 inches. Right now the units are on inches, and we can always change that at some point creating a new document. We can change it to points, picas, inches, millimeters, centimeters, and pixels. Work with what you know, but if you're not sure, you can always select whichever one you want to select, and it will actually show you what the dimensions are within that particular unit. So we're going to keep it on inches, and we're going to work in an orientation of portrait instead of landscape because we want it to be height over width, and I will push OK. That will create a new document for you to work in. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up an image in our document. So we'll go to File, Open, and we're going to select the apple. And as you can see, it's ginormous at this point in time, and we'll make it smaller in a second. But the first thing we want to do is we actually want to zoom out of our image because we're zoomed into our document. In order to do that, you can use the little magnifying glass here to zoom in and out. However, we're going to make it a little bit easier for us using hotkeys. In order to zoom out, you're going to hold Control and hit minus on your keyboard. This will zoom out of your image and document. In order to zoom back in, you would hold down Control and push plus in order to zoom completely into your image. You can zoom in fairly detailed. As you can see in our artboard, our 8.5 by 11 artboard in this black line here is a bit small. It's smaller than our actual image. So we want to compress our image down into this small document. So we're going to use a tool called the selection tool, okay? And it is the black arrow at the top of your toolbar here. And we'll click on the image. As you can see, we've clicked on it. We have the anchor points here. And we're going to make it smaller. As you can probably tell, the image looks a little bit different. And I screwed up here. And the reason why is because I didn't constrain my points. And when I didn't constrain my points, it actually made this this flat, squished apple. Apples aren't supposed to look like this, as you probably notice. So what we need to do is we need to actually constrain our object. So we're going to hit Control Z to undo. And Control Z to undo is universal. And then we're going to constrain our object by clicking on the corner and holding it just like we normally would. And as you can tell, you can see how it changes in size and in shape. But we want to keep it constrained. So we're going to hold down Shift. And as you can see, our box is now in constraint while I hold down Shift. Shift will actually allow you to pull constraint towards the other corner of your document. But if you hold Shift and Alt at the same time, it will lower it in the middle. It will go into the middle and still be constrained to the middle. Like so. So we're going to make the apple about the size of our document here. It's okay if you have white area sticking out. And technically in Illustrator you can actually work with whatever size you want to, even if it's not inside the document.